Hello, everybody, and welcome to another fantastic episode of Power Rangers Let There Be Thunder.
We
I am your
promise we'll be
GM,
less explicit.
significantly less explicit for this game.
I promise nothing.
I am your GM, Matthew, and I have with me a whole bunch of fantastic players and one player that should be here just a little bit later. So forgive the slightly empty box in the bottom left corner. Yeah. And on that note, let's begin the introductions.
Hello there. I am Michael. I will be playing the good old Peter the Green Ranger today. As always, super happy to be back as Pete. He's my favorite. He has a dragon.
Oh God. Hi, I'm Anne. I'll be playing Sophie, the Blue Ranger, who has a unicorn and is perfectly okay.
Hey, what's good? I'm Panic. Once again playing Cal, who is also okay now that he's given Sophie a gun to strap to the unicorn.
Oh, yeah.
Did we ever get that actually
Not yet.
strapped to the unicorn? I really want it.
Don't worry, we're working on it. We're working on it. I got the duct tape in the pocket.
Oh wait, I have a boyfriend who does tech. I'll just get him to do it.
Yeah, it just means we'll use a staple gun. Anyway, hello, I'm Jay, and I'll be playing the Red Ranger Q, who has a red thunder dragon and a good idea.
That does not bode well.
I'm scared. Hi, I'm Sabina. I'm playing Cassidy, the Phantom Ranger, and I don't know what's going to happen this session. We'll see.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun.
Sorry, I was just answering a question in chat. Yeah, we are indeed using Across the Stars. I realised I could have just answered that by using my voice.
Use your
Cassidy,
words now.
as she has said, is the Phantom Ranger, and our lovely Red Ranger also recently got given the Gold Ranger coin, though not the Gold Ranger coin that we all know and love, a completely different Gold Ranger coin. Whether or not he is going to pursue the Gold Ranger powers, who knows? I'm not even sure that the player behind Q is 100% certain yet. We'll see.
There's a player behind me. It's my work laptop.
All
If I
right.
get my way, it will be special.
But yeah,
It'll be special.
we have also used some of the content from it beside the roles. We used it in a adventure in space and exploring an alien planet, which was interesting. They named the planet Bob,
Bob.
of course, because what else would you name a planet? Yeah, randomly determined the gravity and things like that using the information in the book, which was fun. And we're definitely going to be doing more of that at a later date. And yes, on a Wednesday we use silver and gold.
Mhm.
And I think that's it. We don't use a phantom in that one.
Because
No.
we're shiny.
Yeah. Fantastic. And last session, just having a quick recap, the strange individuals that attacked the Marsh household were defeated by the combined forces of the Rangers and the G.I. Joes. Very strange individuals who had pulsating growths upon their faces and seemed drawn to the Ranger with the most power running through them. For the Phantom Ranger, that did mean that they were basically a big glowing neon sign that said, "Attack me." But thankfully, between the Rangers and the Joes, the fight
dragon.
didn't last very long. And they were put down quick enough that nobody took too much damage. and only some of the walls and glass were destroyed. Mostly, I hasten to add, by the Pink Ranger Sarah and her sonic screaming attacks. Just want to throw that out there before anybody blames the GM, who very carefully didn't touch any of the house.
Other than the front half of
How
it
could
when
it-
you blew it up.
That was before that. I mean,
You
after
couldn't
that
have
part, I
just
didn't
taken
touch
the
any of the
fight
house.
outside the house,
Just
of
throwing
what's
it out
left of it,
No.
just throwing it out
Yeah.
there. You could have just taken it
Um,
outside, backyard, front yard, anywhere but inside the house.
I mean, we didn't do any damage to the house that wasn't already there.
That's
What
didn't
was
true.
more
destroy
interesting was your mother going, "Oh, look, and they've destroyed the bathroom, so we'll need a new one of those. And they've destroyed the bedroom, so we need a new one of those."
Yeah, the crazy thing is there were bullet holes in so many things that there were no enemies near. And only
Nobody had
one,
a gun.
and only one person here looking at Sophie's mom was carrying actual ordnance. It's like,
Sarah
There's a
really
reason
did
why-
destroy the television, though. Just for
Oh,
the
No,
No,
record.
not the big screen TV.
She did.
Why?
She trashed the
The
big
fuck?
screen.
No.
and
Yeah.
and she's not even here to defend herself.
Nope.
And the pool needs
I'm not-
extending now, so you know.
The pool.
Just a
I don't-
complete remodel going on there. But yeah, it was.
They went through all this trouble destroying the house as an excuse to move.
just,
Get
just
it.
get something bigger, a little bit more glam, out of the way,
Dear loss adjustment. We'd
less
probably be
susceptible
best
to
just
be
flattening
attacked
it
by
and
bad
starting
guys.
again.
It's like Sims game up
We're
in
just
here.
gonna rebuild this whole house.
It happens, you know. It's like witness relocation sort of thing in a bigger house. Maybe in the mountains somewhere, near a ninja academy / training school.
On Jupiter.
Oh, haven't been to Blue Bay
Space.
Harbor in a few years. That'll be great.
But yeah, after this occurred, the Rangers returned to their separate locations, went about the rest of their day, and the following day, on the Monday, is where we will pick up. And we are going to begin with our lovely Cassidy.
Hi.
Cassidy, who has essentially moved into the command center alongside Panic, alongside Cal,
Me?
sorry. Yep.
Yeah,
Cassidy
I mean,
just
you
looks-
would
So
as well,
Cal-
to be fair, if you could.
Cal and
Um,
Cassidy are there, and all of a sudden this short ass
random guy
fucking
just moved
Mexican
in.
is just
Free
like,
rent,
oh
woo."
fuck, y'all were
Um,
supposed to know I was here.
Yep.
Oof. Awkward.
You've moved what little you do have out of the Phantom ship into this room, or series of small rooms, essentially, that make up this bedroom, office, and bathroom combination. What have you taken out of the Phantom ship? What do you still have of your life, or what have you acquired in your new life?
She has sketches, art, just of a bunch of different places that she's seen, and people that she's met, just in her time where she's had to very little time to herself, or from memory she's sketched beautiful sceneries of different planets, different worlds, the people that she's met, and some memories of home. Of There's a sketch of her parents' house and the way that she remembered it. There is a sketch of Trini, a very close friend of hers. There is a sketch of her parents, which is not the best. It's very blurry. Like it took her a while to get it right. And these are all on actual like sketching paper, which she had when she left. And now she's taken a few of those out of the Phantom ship and put him up in her room along with what little clothing she has.
You're aware that Trini is out there doing her thing. You may not have met her out there as she is, but you know what she's doing, who she is now, and after becoming the Phantom Ranger, you knew who she was when you did know her. Looking at the picture now, how does that make you feel?
Proud. Proud to know her, proud to call her my friend, proud that I'm following her footsteps in a way.
As you sort of get yourself ready for the day ahead, you step outside of your rooms and you see Alpha just pacing, not back and forth. He doesn't seem distressed or anything else. He almost seems like he's trying to exercise, if anything. If this was the early 90s, he'd have a sweatband over his head, over his wrists and ankles, and maybe he'd have a couple of those small dumbbells and just be doing some fast paced walking backwards and forwards, maybe to one of those lovely workout tapes.
Getting the workout in, Alpha?
He turns quite abruptly, apparently quite lost in whatever it was that was going on in his head, sort of whirls on you, and for a moment he seems to grow about half a foot as his legs extend, almost a defensive reflex. Oh, Cassidy. Yes, just trying to make sure that everything's working correctly. I'm sorry, I didn't realize you were still in bed. Um, don't tell Peter.
Is something not working correctly? Do you need me to take a look?
Oh
I'm not
no,
the
no, it
best, but
all seems to be working fine. I just um I think I quite like looking more humanoid.
there's nothing wrong with that.
Just he's always so busy, and I don't like to put more work on his plate, and I know that if I mention anything, God knows, he'll be trying to build me a new head next.
Is that what you want?
I wonder what I'd look like with a face.
That is kind of terrifying to think about.
You need to get a cutout of Hugh Jackman.
Just staple it.
Yes.
Alpha, if this is something you want, I'm sure I could help Peter in some way to take some of the work off of him. I'm pretty good with art and designing.
Yes, but we don't know when you might be called away next.
Well, I'm here to help until everything up there gets situated.
Yes, of course, and I didn't want to insult you, of course. We've known a few Phantom Rangers over the years, and they're always there when there's trouble, but there always is more trouble for them to be drawn to.
Yeah, there really is. But until then, I'm here to help in whatever way I can. And if that means helping a friend, I'm here for that. If you do consider me a friend.
Of course, Cassidy. Thank you.
You're welcome. I have a bit of research to do. Do you mind if I use one of the terminals in the command center?
Of course. Mikasa Sukasa?
I'm pretty sure that's it, though Spanish is not one of my languages.
He's here.
Excellent timing.
Loving the
I
name.
was snoozing. Remember, we were starting later. Snooze some more, and then snooze too much.
Dangerous
Bless you,
game.
dear boy.
You're here, that's what matters.
Here is our lovely sixth player, who I wasn't going to drop in the reason why he was slightly late. But that's exactly the reason why I was distracted earlier as well. I kind of lost track of the time myself.
We're ace at this, guys.
Yep. We changed the time by half an hour and our brains all just went, what?
Nope.
Just wait for the time zone change.
Sorry.
Oh, don't even talk
Oh
about
God, don't. No.
that. Yeah. Alpha sort of steps back out of the way and lets you walk past, making your way further into the command center to find whatever console you want, whatever
Mhm.
space you need to do whatever it is you want,
Mhm.
without his interference.
Okay. I would like to do just a basic, a simple internet search on myself, on Cassidy. She wants to learn everything that she could about herself, her parents, since she disappeared.
Just a simple search, absolutely fine. Just a case of popping your name on the internet and hitting enter.
Mhm.
Easy peasy. No chance of failure, no dice roll required. If you're looking for anything beyond what would be publicly accessible, then we'd need some dice rolls. So if you're good with just what would be,
Yeah, just the basic information about like what the public knows.
so the first result you get is a news article from a good few years ago. I'm not doing maths because maths is bad. But it's a article talking about how you went missing a few years before, and you are one of several teenagers, late teens, who kind of are a rash of disappearances, although there's not that many. It's interesting that the ones that have disappeared aren't normal. You know, they're not the troublemaking kids or what you'd fall into the troubled kids category. Do well in school, extracurricular activities, seem to have really good friendship groups, and even at one point, an entire friendship group does disappear. And as you read through the names, you sort of start putting the connections together, because the article is talking about a whole group of people that you know are currently in space. Not Trini, not Jason, but some other Rangers flying around in a rather large spaceship, trying to make space a safer place for those out there. And your name's been associated with them. Just bear with me 1 second. Oh, no, he has decided to lay down. I apologize. You keep delving and search and find that the original story of when you went missing, there's interviews with your parents, with favorite teachers, there's pictures of you with friends, with your big sister in the program. There's talks of your artwork and how you're going off to study. It's all very positive and upbeat. Nobody can really explain why. And there's just a general feeling that it makes no sense. All of the investigations conclude that there's no evidence that you were kidnapped. But I might be selling dogs, just for the record, if anybody wants them.
I love that one went and the other was like,
Yeah.
I'm a coming. Don't believe me.
It just makes no sense that you disappeared the way that you did. And even now, there's still a social media page, sightings over the years. People think they've seen you in Europe. There's even one individual who is certain that they are you in Australia. Whether or not that is true, clearly subject to interpretation. Maybe some time strangeness. Who knows? The grid has done much weirder things.
Okay. When she's done her research, she's going to just shut it all down, erase the browsing history, and then just take a few minutes to collect herself before she figures out what to do next.
Whilst Cassidy is doing that, we're just going to have a bit of a pop round the table and see what everybody else is up to on this lovely Monday. And we're going to start with Peter, who should be in class. But this is Peter, so who knows?
I think by this point Peter has reached an agreement with Claydoyus Pete that as long as he hands in the work, he doesn't actually have to be there. He has more important things to do, like
There's
saving the
only
world.
one
Not your only
teacher, though.
teacher, though.
Does Pete take more
You
than one
have
class?
multiple teachers, yes. You do take more
then-
than one class.
Unfortunately, that
See
throws
how
a
it
spanner
works.
in what I wanted Pete to be doing, but I suppose, yes, he will be at school.
Fine, I'll go to school.
I'll go to
Yeah.
school, mummy. Fine.
Dang. I can have it.
Oh my god! All right.
I was gonna start laying seeds for shenanigans, but never mind. Yeah, Pete will be at school. One would assume that he is in a class that isn't with Clade OSP because, as I said, he's got an agreement with Clade OSP that he doesn't have to go to Clade OSP's classes. So yeah, we'll just assume he's in school and he's cramming away.
Just doing some general study classes.
Nothing exciting on Pete's end at the moment.
Out of curiosity, what shenanigans did you think you were working towards?
Oh, Pete was going to ask Q if he could do some stuff with some things and stuff.
Fishing trip
How
stuff.
specific?
Yeah. Without
Fishing
saying
trip
too much.
stuff.
How uncharacteristically specific.
Yeah,
We're going fishing.
that doesn't sound like Pete. Just
Weird-
stuff.
I'm
weird
doing
as
things.
my- Weird is my aesthetic. Come on now. Come now.
I love you, Tasha. She is my work wife. You leave her alone.
And how
We got
about
engaged
Sophie then?
yesterday. We got married today.
Anne? What is Sophie up to today?
I have a question
Yep.
about the previous day's events. Okay, so I guess the general vibe is like I want to kind of gauge like would her parents have been like you're going back to Angel Grove for school, right? Or if she had said, well, I want to stick around and make sure you guys are okay, like what would the vibe have been? Because that will kind of inform what Sophie does the next day.
They would be kind of assuming you're going back to Angel Grove for school, but at the same time, they're very clear that they are. So there's a bit of a conversation after everybody else leaves because this is going to be a sticking point, and they know it's going to be a sticking point. They do kind of hope that Peter has hung around long enough to kind of be there just in case. But basically, what they do tell Sophie is that, well,
Cool. Way up,
Peter
how they
lurking in
treated
the
me.
background.
Cobra clearly knows where we live. That
Mr.
means
Marsh is on his own.
we're not living here any longer.
Moving again.
Yes. But somewhere really safe.
The moon.
The exact opposite of safe.
Sophie looks visibly like, like her face just says it all, and she says, "Where?"
Space station?
Um. So, Sophie just raises her hand in kind of resignation at this point. And then she says, okay, as long as you keep in touch, I guess. And she, I think at that point decides that she's actually going to go back to Angel Grove. And we'll probably go back with Peter at that point and just go for a drive. So I think she would be, the next day she would be in class, like texting Dana. Like, can you believe what happened yesterday? you know, that kind of vibe while she's going to classes. And then there's a note that also says, your dad's being sketchy about something, I think. Maybe look into that.
Class is dull, to be quite frank. Class is dull and boring. After everything else that has been happening, there's just
Hmm.
you've given up this dream of being a healer in one way to focus on being a ranger, to prioritize your time.
She's having second thoughts about that a little bit. She's like, am I really fit for this? Out of everybody on her team, she's definitely felt less adequate as a fighter. And so there's a part of her that kind of in the back of her mind is questioning that a little bit.
The actual content, it doesn't compare. Like, someone's teaching a world history class and you're sitting there and you're listening to all of these events that have shaped the world in a very general global sense, and at the same point you're living the shaping of the universe. It's not just one planet that you're experiencing all of this change on, and it's not just for one city or one country. You're part of a technological revolution. You're part of a resistance against a alien oppressor. You're part of a war against evil, literal evil.
Can I do something really quick before we move on?
Mm-hmm.
I think because she's not feeling as challenged by her classes and she's kind of preoccupied, she will leave in the middle of the day. She will send a message to Peter that just says, not on campus, let me know what your plans are for today. And then she will go to the command center and she will finally do the tests in the lab that Peter was trying to convince her to do. But she had refused initially. So she's going to go to the lab and see if there's actually anything wrong with her. She hasn't felt right in her own body for a while, and she wants to make sure that she's fine. Oh God, what the heck is that?
Can you hear my ice cream van?
Oh my
Wow,
God.
this microphone's good.
I was gonna like run outside your house to get some ice cream.
Yeah, me too.
You would have to jump out the window because it just goes, oh God, kids stand no chance.
Oh no. Yeah, so I'm gonna hit the lab
Just some
and
guy illusion of ice cream.
am I sorry, I got distracted by ice cream. Sophie runs to the ice cream truck before she teleports to the command center.
Tell me you live in a dangerous area without telling me you live in a dangerous area. The ice cream truck don't stop on my road.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, at some point she'll probably ask Peter to help her do tests with the equipment in the lab. If it's not a medical problem, it's not something she can fix on her own.
She will get a response back from Pete just saying, just in class at the moment, I've got to head to CC to do some tests in the lab, so I can meet you there later if you need.
Yeah. He gets a heart emoji and a smiley face back.
Pete responds in kind.
Cal. It's still early. The juice bar has opened, but you're not currently due to work at this time. And your robot friend has taken up temporary residence in the command center.
I just want to. I'm just gonna hang out with Vibe Check
Yeah?
for sure.
That's a point. At some point, I want to have a look at that check.
Leave my friend alone.
You have too many distractions, Mr. Peter.
Yeah. Duking it out like you were before in the training rooms, or
Yeah, for sure. That or like just taking him in motorcycle form, because he is technically like my mentor perk is technically for driving rather than finesse. So either or.
he's giving you some instructional lessons in how to drive. He's quite proficient in operating a motor vehicle, oddly enough.
He
Weird
has
that
better self-control than we do. Sorry.
weird that he's proficient at operating himself. I don't
Yep.
like that phrase, honestly.
I didn't say what
Sounds
types of motor
crazy.
vehicles, guys. Christ, behave yourselves.
He has self-control. That's what that meant.
Wow. You're so mature.
We don't.
Mature.
He sets up in the... You know what? No, not in the training room. He takes you to a racing course
Okay.
that essentially you break into. He's not like literally breaking and entering, but it's breaking and entering, just
hasn't
without
quite
the
learned.
breaking.
Look,
You know, it's just
Vibe Check
just
isn't
entering.
familiar. Vibe Check isn't familiar with like Earth law or like Earth.
Oh no.
law.
Vibe Check is 100% familiar with Earth law.
Oh, so he's just
Vibe
cool
Check
with
has
committing
cultures
crimes.
with ranks and specialization in. Yeah, he's 100% familiar with.
Okay,
what
so
he's
he's
doing. He
just
knows.
down with crime.
Yeah,
Because okay, so we're the same.
I mean,
He hasn't
technically-
quite shaken off those
technically,
Decepticon
he
thoughts.
isn't human. He
Mhm.
can't commit a crime. Technically.
I mean, sure. In that case, I mean, he's down with me doing crime, which I am also down with.
But
So
he
we do
takes you
some
out
light
onto this race course
Mhm.
and just starts showing you how to do essentially how to take the corners, how to slow down to enter and accelerate to
How to
exit.
go,
So
how to
that
go
you
as
can,
fast as possible for as long as
Yeah.
possible without losing momentum or speed.
100%.
Oh yeah.
It's all about getting into those turns, maximizing the exit, and keeping that momentum going. And
Cal makes a solemn vow to himself that one day when he is proficient enough, he will learn how to grind with this motorcycle.
All I've got in my head now is this image of like you going round this round track just faster and faster until eventually it looks like you're going
Also phrasing?
backwards.
Phrasing?
Only if you're disgusting.
I think that it's like a whole innuendo training montage that just
Yep.
ends with
Yep.
Cal on a motorbike, just like.
Sarah, it's a lovely Monday. School is in.
Another minute. All right.
How is life
Suppose it is,
treating
yeah.
you?
Yeah, we're in class. Yeah. Probably not paying attention. Worried about Sophie and internally debating whether or not to lock her and Sophie and Peter in a room until they hash their bullshit out.
You hear the professor, lecturer, teacher. I'm not quite sure the correct phrase for American colleges.
That guy waving his hands around up front.
But he asks you a question. And you realize that he'd been talking to you for a while. But because
What?
you were in your own little world, exactly. Did you not hear me?
Not at all. Sorry.
Were you not paying attention to class?
I think that's a given. Yeah.
Is there any reason you're
Sorry.
here?
I'm
And like
personal stuff. I got some stuff going on, and I'm just trying to get through my day. Sorry. Like, life is distracting sometimes.
He turns to Kyle,
What was the question?
of all people, repeats his question. Kyle looks over at Sarah with the most dumbfounded look on his face, like, what's he asking me for? Kind of glances round the class and just 17?
Oh god, of course it's a math class. Yeah. No wonder she
Kyle.
wasn't paying attention.
This isn't even a maths class.
Kyle.
The biggest disaster I've ever not met.
Train.
I think everybody just, we're going to end the class here early. Just leave and just
Just leave.
Something a real one of my college professors has said to me before.
read chapters 18 to 26 before the next class. Answer the questions on page 47 and page 182. The answer isn't 17, Kyle. This is a poli-sci class.
Oh, what are we even doing here?
Oh, well, in that case, the answer is capitalism sucks.
Out. Get out.
Sarah,
All of
take
you.
the
Out.
did not finish so it doesn't drop your GPA. Just drop the class. Not worth it.
Out.
I think we're too far in the semester.
Fun fact, you're
Alright.
never too far in this semester. Unless the final exam is 2 minutes away.
And the teacher just turns around and walks out of the classroom. He leaves his own book. He leaves all of the notes up on the board and just walks out in disgust and indignation, frustration. And you can hear him just about muttering under his breath. Could have been a diplomat. No. Teach the children, they said. Yep, pass on what you learn to the next generation. They want to learn. Uh-huh. Brightest years of your life.
I think the professor's having a midlife crisis, Kyle.
Dude's only like 29.
Kyle is fully aware of the
Maybe
effect
it's
he has on
midlife for
people's
him.
psyche.
All right. Well, I guess we're free now. You want to go jam? I ain't got nothing for a bit.
Yeah. Maybe go get. Oh man, no, Cal's not working today. Regulus movies.
Fair enough.
And you can see he actually looks dejected.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
Just physically disappointed. Yeah.
yeah.
He's not wrong to feel that way.
I wanted like pop rocks in mine.
Well, I mean, we could probably just put pop rock in it. Shouldn't
Yeah,
be too
but when
difficult.
Cal does it, it's special.
They won't like move around on their own or anything. But yeah, well, Cal is literally magic. It's ridiculous.
Hmm. Life's not fair.
Look, so sad. Sarah pull out her phone and text Cal. Can you make 2 smoothies and just put them and send them to the juice bar?
So I'm running from the police.
So you couldn't run past the juice bar.
I was just saying, as a jump cut from the last time you saw me breaking and entering onto a public racetrack, feel like silent alarm, something. I'm now running from the cops.
I can imagine Cal screaming as they go flying past. It was the bike!
I mean, I wish that was Cal's aesthetic, but he is not like that. That's not this man. So running from the police, he gets that text on his flip phone. He pulls out the flip phone, letting Vibe Check do the driving. One of the benefits of having a sapient bike. Just like,
Convenient.
VC, we gotta lose these guys, and then hook left to the juice bar.
I have been summoned.
Whilst this craziness is occurring,
Be right there running from cops.
Yeah, no, I text back to Sarah.
Sarah's
be,
like,
be at the juice bar soon. Give me a second. Running from the cops.
good news.
good news.
Just when, yeah, he's running from the cops. It's great.
That's
And he'll be
Who's
at the
running
juice center.
From the
Yeah, but probably by the time we get there,
Cal? Cal can't be running from the cops. The cops love him.
don't worry about it. Fine.
He makes them special coffees.
Cops love my.
That's why they're chasing him. Ran out of coffee and they're mad about it.
Maybe I don't know. Maybe he forgot the coffees and donuts. Oh man, it's just
Could
it's just a
be,
worse
yeah.
day today.
I feel like we're profiling them now.
Ooh, the irony. Just profiling the police.
Whilst this is occurring, what is our
It's
fearless
weird day.
leader doing?
I think it's like a jump cut, like as everybody's had like their morning start and like chaos ensue. Like you see the clock hit 5 a.m. and Q's hand slaps it, and he gets up and he does like some stretch and some flexibility work, and then he goes out for a run and to the gym, and then he has a shower, and then he's having breakfast, and then by 8 a.m. he's on his way to school, by the juice bar to grab juice because Angel Grove. Yeah, and then he's in classes.
Just a ordinary quiet morning for Q. Yeah.
Standard Q morning.
How
So on
many
a Monday
calories
he
does
has
Q consume in a day?
about 1 billion. After school keto for under 13s is at the juice bar this evening, you see. So he's had a less busy morning this morning. He is everything I am not.
When you get to class, you find both your mother and your new dance instructor slash dagnabbit dance instructor slash cheerleading coach just talking in the corner of the classroom, and they're having a fantastic time, apparently just laughing away. Genuine laughter as well. Now, unfortunately, that does also mean that a certain younger offspring is also in the room.
Evil Jason.
Yes.
Dun, dun.
And as you enter, he just turns around and is just like, Q.
In the back of Q's head, you just hear,
Oh,
Bravo, bravo.
Q. I didn't know our mothers were such good friends.
ah, well, if you're a good son, then you'd keep in touch with your mum, wouldn't you?
There's no need for that. We can be friends too.
I would rather stab myself in the eye with a rusty spoon.
Crucio! To what end? You're never here. Apart from when you are.
Well, Mother says we're going to be here for the rest of the school year, so it'd be nice to make friends now.
Remind me, how old are we now?
20-ish?
I think you're 21.
Sure, yeah, now. What, the last 15 years probably haven't counted for enough time to, try. Okay.
I mean, just, busy. I apologize, but, flying away to different performances doesn't leave much time for proper friendships.
You went there.
Kill him with fire.
Continue.
I love that you just know the spells.
But Q. And he leans ever so close. Just not putting an arm around Q's shoulder, but close to it. Like as close as you could possibly come.
No touchy.
He's very carefully like respecting boundaries, but just about really. You know, it's really quite close at this
I have a
point.
comment. We'll come to that in a sec.
And he just we could just be, you know, help each other out with performances, and we could help each other with rehearsals.
At this point, Q is just going to hold up a finger and just put it on the end of his nose and then just push him backwards. And just go, first thing that any friend of mine will tell you is you don't come within 3 feet of my lips unless you're in a martini glass with a frosted rim. Okay? Rule number 1. 3 feet.
Isn't your character too young to drink alcohol?
He's 21.
Okay, just checking. I thought y'all were 18.
Doesn't have to be alcoholic.
Yeah, Q's slightly older than Sarah and Sophie, I think, like 19 or 20 or something in that area, so that makes sense.
Jason, his face kind of falls for a second, but only for a second. Like it very quickly recovers. He very quickly manages to put that mask back on, and he just Winifred, I said we could be friends. Friends.
No, I can't say what I want to say because we're on a Thursday.
Yeah, we should really like. I feel like we should drop the adult filter for this. Just this once. Let him do it. Let him do it. Go.
No. Do not pop off.
Pop off, dear boy. Pop off.
Don't do it.
We don't have to be enemies.
We're on the CEO.
Let me make something patently clear for you, little sweet soft brains Jason. Whilst you were busy flouncing around the world, the rest of us were getting along with real lives. And know that I've spent many years training in many styles of martial art. And if you call me Quinifred ever again, you will be pulling your teeth out of your anus. With your toes, because your fingers will have been smashed.
Well,
And I
I'm
know
never-
that you're that flexible, so, you know, think on. And Q will walk away.
You try to befriend these people. You just want to help them grow. Maybe give them the roles you don't want.
Q calls over his shoulder. You're talking to yourself like a weirdo. And carries on walking away.
You see Jason, his composure has fallen apart for a moment. It takes
Hush,
him
darling,
longer
you
this
need to
time to
flounce,
pull
remember?
the mask together. But he does. He does pull that mask back on. And yes, well, I suppose friends is too much to ask for. I understand.
Can I refer you back to my previous statement of kill it with fire?
I don't like it.
I don't like it.
Don't like it.
No, sir. I don't like it.
Cassidy,
Oh, hi, that's me.
you've had time to consider.
Mhm.
What would you like to do with this?
She's gonna wait until it's later in the day, and then she's gonna go visit her parents.
Ooh.
You arrive at the house that you remember. It looks exactly the same. The house that is the garden, the front garden, is completely different. The rose bush that you planted with the rose bush that you planted with your mother is gone. There's children's toys left on the lawn, and there's a hedge about 4 foot tall that kind of blocks the lawn off from the neighbours and from the street, just to give it a little bit of privacy. And you see a child, a boy, about 6 years old, just playing on a bicycle, little training wheels on it, and he's just riding around in figures of 8 and circles.
Does he see me?
He
That's the
seems
question.
quite intent, at least at the moment, on what he's doing. He's obviously still learning how to ride the bike and perfecting his balance.
I'm gonna do a quick internet search on my phone and just to see if they moved at all.
Make me a technology check. We're going to say only a difficulty 5.
Okay.
It's not too difficult to find.
Mm-mm. I got a natural 20.
You are able to find a few entries in different internet websites. I appreciate I'm throwing words out now because the name has disappeared from my head. That are like talking about houses that have been sold or have been listed as being sold, and you find this one on there, listed as being sold 4 years ago, just over $350,000.
I'm gonna. She's
That's
gonna.
cheap in California.
Yeah.
It
she's
is, and there's a reason.
It's haunted.
she's gonna find a public place to sit, a park,
But
a
it goes to the
cafe,
pizza.
someplace, and search her parents online. Search their names: Andrew and Mary Bauer.
Roll me a d20.
Oh no. Eight.
You walk into a little little internet cafe. It's got a couple of older computers up against the wall. They've seen better times. Sorry, I've just seen a message in the chat and that just completely threw me. No, no, no. Yeah. You walk into an internet cafe, the computers there have seen much better days. There's only a handful of them up against the wall, but there's also a very good free internet access. And you can see students, older adults with laptops, tablets, just sitting on comfortable chairs, sofas, drinking coffees, hot chocolates, various teas, cold and hot, and just drinking whilst they do whatever they're doing. When you take a seat, make me an alertness check. Difficulty is going to be 15.
Alertness perception.
Yep.
Okay, so I got my specialization. That's another 8. 8s are my new 11, guys.
They're so in this season.
You take a seat on a comfortable armchair. The fabric is a little worn, but somehow that makes it more comfortable. It's not grating, it's not rubbing against you. It just kind of lets you sink into it. And as you pick up your phone to start searching, a woman walks over and she has a small tablet in her hands, looks down at you and just says, can I get you anything, darling?
Iced tea, please. Sweet.
Anything else? We have some really good baked goods.
Not right now, thank you.
Okay. And she walks away, leaving you to what you're doing. Make me a technology roll.
Okay.
Difficulty for this one is going to be... So you're looking for your parents. We're going to say difficulty for this one is going to be 20.
Oh God, I have to roll really high for this. Oh, please be a 2. Please be a 2. It's a 2. Exactly a 20.
Fantastic. You manage to start digging up articles, which is more difficult on your phone. Not because it's any harder necessarily, but because you've got such a small screen space, you're having to close things, open it back up in a new tab. You haven't got the space of a big desktop or a laptop to kind of operate in. And you really begin digging in. And you see, as you're poking through, that your parents, they never gave up looking for you. They practically bankrupt themselves paying for private investigators. They flew to Europe when people reported sightings. They flew to Australia to meet with this latest individual. And they had to sell their house. And they had to sell it cheap because they had to sell it fast. They bought a little one-bedroom apartment quite nearby. And they both took on jobs. Anything they could to make money, but make themselves flexible time-wise. Your dad's currently working from home. He's set up his own business, and he's actually working as a private investigator. Your mum, you realize, as this woman brings you this iced tea, is standing before you.
Oh, snap.
Oh shit, talking mushrooms.
Standing before Cassidy, and now that she looks more carefully, she recognizes her mother, Mary. She's older,
Mother Mary.
clearly the years and the emotions have taken their toll. Lines etch her face, and there's more grey now in her hair than Cassidy remembers seeing as a teenager.
Are you Mary Bauer?
Yes,
I found your daughter.
she drops the iced tea, and it falls almost in slow motion, just hitting the ground. The glass shatters, the drink explodes just everywhere across both of their legs, the floor, and Mary just sinks to her knees, clutching at Cassidy's arm.
I put my arm on her. I put my hand on her shoulder. I'm so sorry, Mom.
Cass?
Yeah.
She reaches forwards. There's no hesitation at all. She throws her arms around your shoulders and pulls you into this hug. She is kneeling on iced tea and little bits of broken glass, but she doesn't even notice. Tears stream down her face, and she just lets them fall. You can feel them in your hair, down the side of your face and your neck, and you just hear her. Cassidy.
I'm sorry I was gone for so long.
It's okay. You're back.
Yeah. Yeah, I am. I'm just gonna hug her tight.
You see everyone else in this coffee shop just kind of staring, obviously not quite sure what's going on. Somebody else, another worker, comes over and sort of starts clearing up the broken glass. Mary slowly, very slowly gets back up, but she doesn't let go. She kind of pulls you up with her, and there's this almost death grip. She's clearly not letting go of you any day soon. We need to tell your dad, but you've got to come with me.
Okay. Okay.
I'm not letting you out of my sight.
Okay, Mom.
She pulls you in for another hug and kind of grabs your face and kisses you on the top of the head, which is difficult because she's a bit smaller than you. She gets up on her tiptoes and she kind of fusses with your hair and smooths it all down. And it's just, when did you get so big?
Yeah. Let's go see Dad, huh?
Yeah. Sorry, Cleo. I'm taking my break and just, yeah. And she grabs you and pulls you to the back of the shop and out through the back door. She grabs her coat on the way, though she doesn't put it on. She's not willing to let go of you. It's almost like she refuses to let go in case you stop being there. She drags you towards this little apartment block, 2 or 3 apartments on top of each other, and fishes the keys out of her pocket, opens a door, and drags you up a flight of stairs into a quite plainly adorned apartment. There's photos of you everywhere. There's pictures that you did as a kid, as a teenager, on all of the walls. There's a big map in the living room, and it's just got pins all over the world. Blue pins and red pins. Some of the red pins are in Europe. There's one red pin in Australia. There's blue pins in Europe, in America. Just, well, we don't need that anymore. Andrew! And this taller man comes walking out, clearly where Cassidy got more of her height, relatively speaking, than from her mother. And he peeks his head round the corner, and for a moment he looks confused, and then his face just falls. And he rushes forward, arms thrown wide open, and bear hugs both of you. Almost painfully hard.
Tears down the side of my face. Ah.
Just where did you? I don't. You know what? No, that's not important. You're here. We'll sort that later. You're here. You're here.
I'm here.
You're not going anywhere. You're here. And
Dad, Mom, I'm so sorry I left the way I did, but I can't always be here.
what do you mean? You
I
can't
have
just. No, you can't just walk. No,
I'm Mom,
no.
I'm going to be here for as long as I can to be with you, but I will keep in touch.
No. No, Cassidy.
We'll talk about that later. Let's just enjoy our time together now.
She wipes her face and the tears, and she kind of fixes you with this stern, motherly look.
I did not miss that look.
You're grounded. You're not leaving this apartment.
I did not hear what you said. You cut out.
You're
I
grounded.
missed.
You're
I am
not
not
leaving this
grounded.
apartment.
You can't ground me.
I can. I did. You're grounded.
I gotta go.
No.
I'll be back.
No. Andrew. Cassidy. I appreciate this is a lot. I'm sorry. I understand this must be difficult for you. She doesn't mean it. You're not grounded. We understand. You must have a life now. We get that. Your mother will understand that. Just please don't leave. Not right now.
Okay, I'll stay.
Okay. Dinner? We can have dinner. We can
Will you
order
make
something
spaghetti?
in. You want? I can make spaghetti. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll make spaghetti. Do you have any? Did you come here alone? Do you have any friends?
I
Is there
have
anybody
friends
you need to?
in the area. I'll let them know that I'm spending time with family.
You can see, like, it looks painful for him to say it. He looks reluctant, almost. He just. Do you want to invite them?
No. No, not yet.
Okay.
Another time.
Okay, that's good. Yeah. Okay. Do you want to help cook?
Yeah. I'm actually out of character. I'm better at cooking in this game.
Okay.
Couldn't
We've
get much
still-
worse.
We've still got your apron. I'm not sure if it'll fit, but we kept it.
It's only been a few years.
Yeah, but you grew.
I'm a little buffer. I'm a little taller. It's fine.
You look like you can take care of yourself. Are you okay?
I'm better now. And yes, I'm okay.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Pasta. Yeah, that's
Pasta.
and he walks into their little kitchen and starts removing tomatoes and basil. I Americanized it for you.
Thank you. You can
from the
say basil, it's
fridge.
fine.
Some garlic, onions. And I'm going to say, go ahead and make a performance roll for me with Edge, with your father helping.
Damn.
Heck yeah. Dad help.
Roll 2
Dad
ones.
help.
Thanks, Jay. Oh, okay.
If you did roll 2 ones, we're just going to disown you now.
No, I didn't. I rolled really well, actually. But I'm adding... Okay. That is a 19 with my D2.
The two of you get to working
No.
whilst your mum watches drinking what definitely appears to be a glass of red wine.
Yup.
She's crying into the glass. She's just crying. Your dad looks like he's going to have a good emotional moment, but he's clearly trying to hold it all together. You can see there's a tenseness about him, but every time he looks over at you, he does smile, although a little sadly.
I do shoot a message to the group telling them that I'm spending the rest of the day with family. So everybody knows that I'm like, when they show up at the command center later and they're like, "Oh, Cassidy's not here." What? They know.
Cassidy's been kidnapped.
And my family.
Immediately, like, just full caps, like, you did it, you went home. Question mark, exclamation point, question. Like,
We should take a picture together later. I tell my parents. Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds good.
And then I just text back Sarah, yes, all caps.
Cassidy just gets
good.
thumbs up emoji from Sophie and then a heart.
Someone's gonna have to tell me all this later because my phone isn't
Hearts and
compatible
hugs
with group
and-
chat.
You
Hey,
never know.
Cassidy, I brought home dinner. Where's Cassidy?
Who's Cassidy? Yeah.
Where am I?
You're not in my contacts.
New phone, who dis?
New phone? Never.
The pasta is fantastic. The two of you put together a amazing meal, and your dad goes back for seconds. Your mum barely eats. She's just focused on you the entire time, and just kind of pushes food around in her pasta bowl, taking the occasional bite, but mostly just. So, did you want to stay the night?
Bold of you to assume the police could ever catch me.
As much as I'd love that, I think I'm gonna go back to my friends, but I'll come back tomorrow. I need a little bit of time to process all this.
Mary opens her mouth, and you can see she's got an angry bite, but Andrew kind of puts a hand over her mouth and just, we understand. We've helped support a few other families who've gone through things like this, and it can be difficult at first. Obviously, we want you back, but at your own pace. Just whatever you need from us, let us know.
I'll give them my number, which will probably be spammed with calls and texts, but I'll give them my number.
That was potentially a bad idea, but
Oh yeah, totally.
Yeah.
But it's what she'd do.
Dad was going to give you his, but yeah,
No, Cassidy's feeling a little generous.
okay. And he picks up the pasta bowls when everybody's done, puts the leftovers in a plastic box for you, places them on the table with a notebook, a literal pen and paper notebook, and he just says, well, mostly I started writing like a journal when we started looking for you. Just how life was, things that we wanted to tell you. And this is the first year. And if you want,
I'll look at it.
there's no rush. You can keep it. But it just lets you know what's been going on in our lives. And that we were thinking of you.
Thank you.
And he takes the empty dishes to the sink and starts cleaning them and kind of turns his back. And you see just his shoulders shaking as he cries quietly.
I will squeeze my mom's hand, and then, well, Dad's shoulder first, because Mom's not gonna let go. I'll squeeze Dad's shoulder, and I'll squeeze Mom's hand and carefully pry it from my own. And I'll say,
Make me a brawn check.
I was waiting for that. I have snag with this.
It's okay, so does she.
Mom, isn't worth it.
I got an 8 and a natural 20. 8's my new 11, guys. I told you.
8's your new 11.
11. That was my number
Easy.
yesterday. So
You know what? That was more a drop than a roll, but the drop got me an 18 and a 19. I got a 3 and a 17. So she doesn't want to let go. You can feel her trying to hold on, but she's tired. It's been a long day. She's had a long shift at work. Technically, she should be back, but she's been ignoring the buzz of her phone. And you do manage to slip your hand out, and she just, please come back.
I will.
Love you, Cass.
I love you too, Mom. And then she's gonna. Okay, wait. What is she doing?
She passes you a key off of her own set. And she's just like, I'll get another 1 cup, but if you need anywhere, this is your home. I'm sorry it's not the house we had, but it's
It
still
has
your
you
home.
guys. That's what matters. She'll take the key. She'll nod at both of them. I'll be back soon. And then she'll exit the apartment, tears. She'll find a little cubby and then teleport back to the command center.
Who
Tear marks
is
all down her face.
in the command center when Cass teleports in?
What time is it?
So this is like late afternoon, probably.
I mean, assuming the natural, and I
If they
escaped
had
from the
dinner.
police.
Yeah.
I made smoothies. Then I'm back in the command center.
Sarah's like in the living room reading those chapters that Professor Midlife Crisis assigned.
Sophie's probably in the lab.
Q
probably-
Q's teaching from 5 till 7. So
Yeah, Pete will be in the lab as well. He'll run in tests with Soph.
Cal's in the kitchen.
That's exactly where Cassie's heading, is to the kitchen to put away the rest of the
With
spaghetti.
dining.
So she'll see Sarah and Cal definitely.
Just immediately drops the book, stands up. Hey,
Hi.
did you tell them? What did you tell them? You should tell them.
I'm not gonna tell them. That breaks every
Sorry.
rule.
Who cares?
The emissaries will have my
You've been
ass.
gone for I don't know how long.
I'll figure out something to tell them, but I brought spaghetti.
From the lab, you just hear spaghetti.
No treat.
My process is tingling.
Did something happen?
I went
mean-
and visited my parents, Cal.
Cal just kind of stares at you for like a half second
Yeah.
too long. Oh, congrats.
And then my face just kind of falls, thinking back to Cal's backstory.
If I was a more jokey character, I'd be like, man, imagine having parents. Couldn't be me.
ooh, burn.
I can say that. I'm not going to.
Congrats. Happy for
mean,
you.
At
I
least
can
once a session, this man breaks me. At least once.
Is the fact that I'm currently stroking a cat that's sat on my lap
How did
does
it-
that add to the evil?
If Peter,
How did it go? I mean, you brought spaghetti.
About as well as you could have thought when you've been gone for 3 years, 4 years. Time. But they let me go with the promise that I'll come back, which of course I'll come back, but I just don't know how long I'm gonna be here.
Here being Earth?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's... And your situation is different from ours. Has it only been 4 years for you, or has it been longer?
It feels longer. You know, space travel, dimension hopping, it feels
Yeah.
both like yesterday and a very long time all at once.
That's part of why I think you should tell him, because you could get called away at any time to jump across the universe and be gone for another 4 years, and then they'll go through all of this all over again. At least if they know why you're gone, they can actually process that.
I have a lot to think on.
It's true. Yeah.
But in the meantime, spaghetti. I made it with my dad. It's really pretty good.
At that point, Pete and Sophie burst into the room, Pete, fork already in hand.
Don't
Yeah.
eat using that. Put that in the sink. Grab another one. Do not.
I told you I'm not
Yeah.
hungry.
No lab forks in the kitchen here.
But it's my pasta fork.
Yeah.
Smells delicious. So like, I'm
Do
not
you just
hungry.
carry around a
yeah,
pasta fork in your pocket?
You don't?
Yeah. Yeah, he just carries around a pasta
So,
fork.
like, I'm not
Insight
hungry,
check.
but then smells the home cooking and is like, that smells delicious.
Cassie will heat up the pasta
That's great.
and
Alright.
share it with
Impromptu
everybody.
family dinner, I suppose. Yeah.
Save some for Q if he wants any.
Pete furiously texting Q. Q, pasta, dude.
You'll get no reply because he's teaching hip hop keto.
There's a second message in that thread from Sophie that just says, as soon as you're finished, you better hurry quick or Peter will eat it all. Right
And
after
then-
Peter's message.
Progressively, as the night goes on, you'll receive like progression picture messages of your bowl of pasta just slowly getting smaller.
After the,
Cassidy's hand slapping his away.
I was gonna say after the first one of the progression photos, he gets another photo from someone else of Cal fighting Peter to keep him away from the pasta.
It's Sarah
Yeah.
or it's Sophie who sends that picture with the caption, Cal can only fight him off for so long.
As the
Should
five
I?
of you,
Is this like
Okay.
an emergency level contact? Should I just beat him?
What were you saying, Matt?
as the five of you are gathered round the table with the pasta, just eating away, Q's hip hop keto lesson finishes.
Next thread
Cute.
is lit.
You leave the class and receive a response to a message that you were able to have one of the changeling putties relay. It just says a time which you notice is in half an hour and a place which is the park, specifically by that same statue that Rito destroyed when he arrived.
Has that been rebuilt?
It has indeed. One of the first things they did.
Cool. How? In which case, Q will find a handy dandy, not very easy to see him place to teleport from. He will teleport to his room in the command center, drop off his bag, grab the thing, and then teleport away.
You have to wait a little while, but not too much longer. Something else teleports in. You've seen it numerous times in television, and now once a second time now in person.
I should probably mention, or at least clear up, that when I morph, not when I morph, when I teleport to the park, I am morphed.
I assumed so.
Yeah, cool.
This figure stands about a foot taller than you, clearly several 100 pounds. It is armored in gold with wings that stretch out another 2 to 3 feet on either side. Its face is burnt and scarred on one side, and it is missing one arm. It looks at you and snarls. Ranger.
Goldar.
You cold?
Yes. You see, there's something that I need you to do for me.
Why? Why would I do anything for you?
Well, because as a warrior, I defeated you in combat. The fact that you're standing here at all is because I chose to let you live. You owe me your life. What I'm going to ask you for is significantly less than that, and it might just let you live to see another day. You see, there's a day coming up in the not too distant future when it would be smart for you and all of your allies to not come near this planet. It's a day that I would like to go by without there being any kind of invasion or hostage taking or putty incident or weird dancing pumpkin or birds with kung fu. Any of that stuff just doesn't happen. And it's in all your best interests because there will be so much power here to fight you that not one of you, even if you managed to cooperate, would stand a chance. So all I'm asking is for one day you stay away entirely. That's all.
He stands as tall as he possibly can and just You think I am intimidated by you? By your rangers?
I draw his sword from over my shoulder. I'm not attempting to intimidate you. I'm attempting to spare you the humiliation of not just losing, but all of your people losing. Not just a battle or a war, but everything. For one day, contain yourselves, play Uno, go for a picnic somewhere, practice your singing, crochet, whatever the hell it is that you do up there on the moon. Stay on the moon. Keep yourselves occupied. And as a gesture of goodwill, you can even have your sword back.
This is not over between us.
No, it probably isn't. But I'm not calling for an end to all hostilities. I'm asking you to stay away for just one special day.
One day. Agreed.
Q will skewer the sword into the ground and hold his hand out.
Goldar goes to reach out with his hand, stops because it is the hand that ends just past the elbow.
I will say, Q would have been sensitive enough to hold out the hand that would meet his arm that is still intact.
Yeah, but he wanted the sword at the same time. So he is forced to stop, put his arm back by the side, shake your hand in agreement, and as he pulls his arm away, he grabs the sword and teleports away.
Pete's gonna feel some kind of way about this.
That happened.
Yup.
Yuppie indeed. Q returns to the command center, empty-handed, though nobody else
Empty
knows
spaghetti.
that he took the sword. Nobody knows that he met with
Not
Goldar.
yet.
The group are still gathered around a table eating pasta,
The
laughing, joking.
group thread has turned into one giant shit post.
Where the hell is Q?
Q comes out of his bedroom, tie around his shoulders, and he's scrolling through his phone going, so I'm watching the flick book of my spaghetti being eaten.
As you walk into the room, Pete's
there's
just tied
only-
to a chair.
I was gonna say I'm still hitting him. Stay down, mother.
While he's tied to the chair. Just stop. You can't have it. That is
So
Q's
Sophie,
spaghetti.
Sophie turns to Q when he arrives and says, you know, we went through a lot of trouble trying to preserve your bowl of spaghetti, and then she gestures at the chaos that's happening with Peter. How was class?
Well, the day started off with a forecast of cloudy with a shower of Jason.
Ugh.
Ugh. But it got better from there. You know,
Ugh.
things are looking up.
I mean, only with them after you.
Sophie looks at Cassidy for a moment. She looks like she's about to say something, but then she says, hey, Cassidy, you want to share with Q what you told us while we were having dinner? And she just sits down.
Saw my parents. Went all right. They brought back pasta, as you saw.
He's rescuing his bowl and taking it to the microwave to reheat.
Sorry, buddy. You know how I get.
Oh, thank God. I could not have kept hitting him any longer.
He's like an animal with pasta. I swear to God.
It has been hours.
All you have to do is take like one bit and then throw it in the
We had
corner,
to
and that
sit
keeps him
on him.
occupied.
Just put a singular baked bean in the bowl.
And a pair of chopsticks.
So,
Have you guys not tried the squirty bottle? That's what I used to use.
Don't tell them about the bottle, dude.
Sophie just pushes a half-eaten bowl of pasta towards Peter and says, you know what? I'm not hungry anymore.
I mean, one would assume that I'm tied up, so like,
Yeah,
thanks, babe. Kiss a hand.
And then she just does the airplane, just like, open wide.
Here comes the Dragon Zord.
He would.
It's muffin time.
Cal privately thinks to himself, it's like, man, relationships do not seem appealing.
I have a question, Matt.
This is weird.
One
Yep.
day I'm going to show your children
While
this.
we're having... Oh my God, no. we figure out? Did we figure out anything while we were in the lab? I'm just curious.
I'm gonna cover the science roles next session, beginning
Okay.
of next session, as a sort
Sure.
of like last week thing.
Previously
Um,
on.
Yeah,
Okay, I'm just curious.
so we can go
Previously
into
on
a bit more
science.
depth on it.
Yeah, so Sophie is just messing around with this pasta and just goofing with Peter now.
When I asked for a hand, I kind of meant untie me, but okay.
Oh no, that was funnier.
She just says
No, that's much,
she
much
just
better.
she just says this is funnier.
I'm gonna send the video to Kim and be like, "Do you ever have to do this with Tommy?"
Wait, shit, where is Kim? Is Kim still at the command center?
We forgot about
So far, Pete has not actually had the chance to interact with her since we
No, I
rescued her
haven't
either.
I haven't either.
I have called out a few sessions that I've gone to check that she's okay, just generally as
I
You have
did
indeed.
go-
watch.
Yeah,
I did want to go and talk to her, but the doctors were with her one
Yeah.
session, so
I was going to bring it up a couple of times, but then shenanigans happened and like
She's
we nearly
been-
died.
She's been sleeping a lot.
Lots of therapy with the doctor from Lightspeed Rescue.
Yeah. So Dana.
Yeah,
Nina's
names.
not a therapist. She's not a therapist, y'all.
Well, yeah, but neither is Miss Fairweather. So
Yeah, but
Kim slowly wheels herself in on a wheelchair. She's still a little beaten up, a little bruised, and a little bit worse for wear. But she's well enough to be moving, and as if summoned by this video and the thought of food, solid food, good food, she wheels herself up to the table, kind of looks across, and is just like, is there... I appreciate there's probably not any pasta, but a burger and a smoothie wouldn't go amiss.
Cal stands up and moves to the kitchen without another word.
Yes. If I wasn't married.
No thanks.
Kim!
No thanks. From my understanding, all relationships just seem to be endless cycles of embarrassment and pain.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Sometimes embarrassing pain.
Anyway, he fires up the griddle.
So look how adorable this is, though.
Sophie,
Look at these two.
I don't know. It's kind of
Sophie
nauseating.
eventually releases Peter.
I was gonna say if someone didn't untie him soon, he was gonna summon Baby Dragon to do it for him.
You could just morph, and then
Where's the fun in that?
Sophie,
She can't get you more.
Sophie eventually releases him, but after Q has fired his food.
It's okay. As soon as it's out the microwave, I lick it, so it's mine.
No, not the spit claim. Okay. So
You think that would stop me?
Your bowl or the microwave?
Yes.
amazing.
Cal?
this is a weird question, but I swear it's important. Does the command center kitchen have a deep fryer?
Yes.
I'm
All
not
right.
licking that.
Yeah. After cutting the potatoes into appropriate French fry lengths and widths, he puts them in the deep fryer.
Dino Nuggies 2, please. Only the pterodactyls, though.
He opens the What the? He opens the air fryer. He opens the air fryer and loads them. He has like one of the extra large dino chicken nugget bags from Costco, but like separated by individual dinosaur because she's asked this before.
Sorry, Sarah. I
One
appreciate
pterodactyl, two
it's
pterodactyls.
yours now, but old habits die hard.
Ain't nothing wrong with claiming a favorite.
The pterodactyl was never. The pterodactyl is always yours. Can't take that away from you. Firebird, I'll fight you for now. But pterodactyl's yours.
Maybe I have a word with Billy. No, too much pink energy.
Pete's
Order
ears
up.
suddenly perking up like,
Never enough.
don't
Never.
give me ideas.
Tears into this burger like ravenous.
A Tyrannosaurus
hasn't
into a
eaten-
lawyer on the toilet.
Yep,
The
like a
milkshake.
Tyrannosaurus into a lawyer on a toilet. Just,
The milkshake.
Like a Peter into pasta.
The milkshake is just like a gallon cowboy hat with a straw coming out of it.
Oh God.
We're back to the beer hat, aren't we?
I mean, no, it's like literally. I don't. It's just like there's just a hat, but a straw is inexplicably coming out of the top of it.
and she just burger, fries, dino nuggets, milkshake. The whole thing is just
You
being
know, as-
consumed.
As she drinks the hat like disappears. Like it becomes like when the milkshake is finished, the hat is gone and there is just a straw and a glass. Yeah, I don't know.
Is he an alien?
Don't ask. We have no idea.
No idea.
Probably.
Okay, fair. And on that lovely, positive, cheery note,
The command
where
center
nothing
explodes.
could possibly go wrong, we're going to end it there and ask everybody for their favorite scene. Who did I pick on yesterday? Was that Michael?
It would,
I think
We
it
No,
was
went in
Michael.
more in.
yeah, we went in order.
Yeah, we just went
yesterday,
We're
didn't
going to do reverse order.
No.
So, Sabina, who plays Cassidy?
No.
Favorite scene for yourself and favorite scene for another player. Thank
You
you.
can't- You can't do this to me.
I can do whatever I want. I'm the GM. I'm like a really mean god.
It's true. Favorite scene for
Architect of
somebody
Doom.
else was Q and Jason. Q and evil Jason. That was just gold.
Man, you really did want to be his friend. Like, he went about it really badly, but he really did want to be his friend.
And you've been such a dick.
I still loved it. It was great. For Cassidy, can I just say this session?
Yeah.
You really got to know her, so just this session for Cassidy.
Jay, who plays Q?
For somebody else, I actually really liked the scene for the tutor, the point where he just reads, just go.
That was great.
Leave.
Leave. Just be
Get out of my
somewhere
class.
that I am not.
Sarah has that effect on people.
Is the answer 17?
Oh, God.
This is English lit. For himself, probably getting to execute Plan Noldor.
Sorry, I don't know if you saw Sabina just then, but she was just like,
It was funny watching everybody
Why?
else's faces once I worked out what was going on. Just as
I
you were
specifically as
describing
well.
the person, and I'm just there going,
Oh, yes. I specifically messaged UK Michael and was just like, mute yourself right now because I don't trust you.
Damn, Pete's gonna feel all kind of ways when this comes out.
Yep.
He'll get the like reasoning behind it, but
Yeah,
even so,
cheeky bastard.
Michael, who plays Sarah.
Like for myself, you probably the class. Yeah, it's tie between the class and just so subtly trying to convince Cassidy. Just tell her parents. Just do it.
Not so subtly.
It's fine. Zordon's not here. It's okay.
Yeah. It's only a Zordon rule.
Zordon's not
it's not an
gonna hurt
emissary
you.
rule. It's a Zordon rule.
It's my rule.
Yeah.
Zordon,
Yeah.
Zordon is with us in our hearts and minds at all times. Wait, no, that's Jesus. Sorry.
My
I'm
brother and
always getting the two confused.
To be honest, it's more likely to be Zordon. But...
Exactly. Yeah. And for someone, I mean, just Cassie. I guess that was.
Hi, that's me.
I cried a little bit.
I did too.
I tried not to. Panic, who plays Cal.
Favorite scene for myself? Deciding that I was running from the cops. Favorite scene for another character. God. Cassidy's mom being like, "You're grounded, you're not leaving."
No, you can't ground me.
Sorry, Cassidy.
I can, I have.
Yeah. You're grounded.
I just did.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Just yeah.
Yeah.
Parents,
Done.
like, imagine having parents. I changed my mind. That's
Yeah,
my
dude.
favorite Cal moment.
Followed by my favorite
Crying.
J moment. And who plays Sophie?
Yeah, I mean, it was a really good session overall for Cassidy. Like, I just personally love sitting back and being like, okay, so this is what Cassidy's all about. I thought that was great. Cassidy's mom, just Cassidy's mom was pretty fantastic as an NPC. That was great. Very realistic reaction to her child coming back. That was cool. For me, I just the pasta reminded me of something, and I was just smiling the whole time because we had a pasta. I think the first time we did a group dinner, or we attempted it, way back when, was just Sarah, Peter, and Michael, and we were having pasta, and I was just like, this is hilarious, because Sophie loves pasta.
Full
But then
circle.
she was like, yeah, it really is, and I just love the fact that the whole group was coming together around Cassidy at that point too. So it's kind of all about Cassidy, and I love it. So it was great.
Hi.
And no lab forks in the kitchen.
No lap forks in the kitchen.
If you intrude upon my domain with disgusting dishware, I will end you.
It's Pete's pasta fork. It's not a lab fork. It's just a special fork he uses for pasta.
I will bury you.
Also the way the bit escalated of like everybody trying to keep Peter from eating Q's pasta. That was the best thing ever.
Yeah, sorry about that. I saw an opportunity and I went for it.
I'm just literally picturing Cal doing like stun damage, unarmed combat, just stun damage, stun damage, stun damage, stun damage, stun damage.
Pete's just
Getting
getting
it.
hit while eating pasta.
Go to sleep. Go to sleep. Go to sleep. Go to sleep.
Just taking the hits and shoveling pasta.
Yep.
Not once did he stop eating.
Last
That's
but
when you
not
get
least,
tied
though,
up.
Hello there. Favorite moment from another player definitely was the whole interaction with Cassie and her parents, but specifically either same as Panic when she was like, "You're grounded," or the initial moment when they realized, like, "Oh shit, like that's my daughter." For me, I will say it's got to have just been the pasta bit because yeah, and then I'm gonna sneak another one in because yeah, Jay's whole Q and Jason because that was great.
2 nemesis in one episode.
Yeah.
And it, dude,
Nemesis?
went and saw my nemesis. What's going on here?
Nemesis
I don't do English,
Oh.
good people.
That was good.
2
Just
nematodes.
love, I just love like if this were an episode, just the constant cutting to Cal, and then we cut back to drama. 5 minutes later, Cal, chasing, just cutting back to the cops every like 5 minutes.
I can just imagine Vibe Check as well. Cal's
Q
like, we
dresses
need to
down
run, we
Jason.
need to run. And Vibe Check's like, no law was broken. I am not a human. I cannot break human laws. I am very
Vibe check,
familiar
if
with the
I
human
go to
legal
prison,
system.
I will be mad at you.
You didn't break
I'd
any
check a
laws.
rules lawyer. Is he a D&D 5e rules lawyer?
He is everything.
Trespassing is breaking a law. And I did that.
You were just a passenger.
That changes nothing. It's just like an argument like at high speed.
Vibe check.
That didn't
Vibe check.
It's like when the cops ask me, "Are you going to transform in front of them?" and be like, "You can't arrest him. No laws were broken."
Vibe check is all about. Vibe check is all about plausible deniability.
100%. He does have. I need to check.
I imagined in my head the bit where Cal texts Sarah saying running from the cops, that as that text come through, like police sirens went past the window that Sarah was out, the building that Sarah was
What?
in.
Just in the background. Like rid of the cops.
Vibe Check has a D4 with a specialization in humanity and a D6 in deception. He is the perfect lawyer.
I love him.
He will get you out of being in trouble. Cal. He will.
Look,
He will certainly try.
He will try. Um,
something plausible deniability. You're
Yeah.
good.
step 3, question mark, question mark, question mark. Step 4, keep running.
Money?
Just run.
And
That's-
on that
that's-
note, ladies and
That's how you
gentlemen,
get away with it.
thank you very much for watching. Hopefully we'll see you back next week, Wednesdays and Thursdays, for lovely Power Ranger shenanigans with a lovely cast. And I don't know if anybody's going to say it before I get to say
May the power
May the
protect
power
you.
protect you.
that one.
Let the
Bye, bye.
power protect you.